everyone, I'm Timoteo.
And I'm George.
And we are Vintage Doll Hunters. On this channel, we will be discussing and reviewing what we found on our latest vintage doll hunt, sharing with you our opinions and our knowledge.
We provide you, the audience, quality information based on our 8 years of collecting experience, either from the homes of others or from our own collection.
So join us as we reveal what we found today.
Let's get started! Hi, you guys.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Yes.
We're back with awesome doll finds for you guys today, and we want to talk about them with you. So, I guess let's cut to, you want to talk about the story about...
Oh, well, this one is a doll from the Ideal Corporation. They've been around, since the 1930s, as we've mentioned prior videos. And they also were the first to use hard plastic to create dolls after World War II. Yes, little fact finder. But they're well known for the Ideal Crissy doll, which
yes.
I wanted to bring out and just point out these little features that this doll had. This doll came out in 1968, 1974. But the fun part about this doll is she had that piece, show them, George, that would come out and grow. She had a little knob in the back that would allow her to pull that hair out. But unfortunately, after playing with for so long,
her weave would just smash.
Some pieces would break off. There would be little snaps. The little plastic piece couldn't push it in and out anymore. So the doll became kind of like, one of those little, not trying to say after yesterday, but just little comforts and another thing for Ideal to look for, to maybe change up, to make it maybe a little bit different. And then
this is what this piece is on the inside, basically, right?
Yes, that's when those pieces that broke
basically
off.
It comes in, out, and you got a cool little hair, and then you would turn a knob that would pull her hair out. But if you see the string, that's a little too far.
Yes.
So what Tim did is basically put the extra little piece of hair in a Ziploc just to hold on, I guess, for keepsake. But the doll itself has really pretty waves in it, and it's definitely still a pretty doll, regardless of her weave being snatched and whatnot.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also with some of these dolls, unfortunately, when you work them, the pieces, they seem to not work anymore, and the doll stops looking around. The hair doesn't wind in all the way. So there were some little malfunctions with some of them, but still, if you have them well taken care of, I have a collection, but they still function. But overplayed with, too much, they start to break. And I feel this is one of those things where Ideal Corp came out with these other doll features. And what I thought when I saw the next version, because this one was out till '74, they came out with this Harmony doll that came out, which was a kind of a tall doll as well. But what I'm going with this story is it kind of brings out the next factor of the versions of these dolls, where the Harmony came out as a large, once again, 19-inch doll, almost similar to this doll.
Yeah.
She didn't have the hair grow, but she was just bringing the formation of what was next. And the next version came out with the Tiffany Taylor dolls, where the Tiffany Taylor dolls came out in 1974, I believe, and
yes.
They were the ones that were the next version of this prototype of this body of doll, I feel, where she was rooted, what do they call it, rooted hair,
yeah.
And then jointed body, where she was able to move her limbs just much so. But her feature was turning her hair and doing that whole magic hair thing, where she was different once again with Ideal, changing up the hair, trying to do something new. And then coming into, of course, the white version and the African American version, which was beautiful. These dolls, the whole thing was the concept of the hair, which was just another version of what was changing in the Ideal ideas of what was going on next. And this what comes to our next find of where all these dolls and this little story is going to, because these dolls had to look like a lot for me, why this doll came about. And this new doll that we found, which was awesome, and she is a new version of the Chrissy called the Magic Hair Chrissy.
She looks dead. She's laying there, poor doll. I was like, let her rest in peace. Okay, yeah, this is it, boxed. So really cool. as you can tell, the box is actually, in my opinion, in really great condition, despite the front, I guess cellophane kind of like ripped, but it's still very great condition doll. And her, of course, like he was saying, very similar to the Tiffany Taylor as kind of like the more arched foot and the taller kind of body, but the face is vastly different. Me and Tim had a discussion about this. He was like, she looks the same. I'm like, what about her looks the same with the original Chrissy?
But it's almost like trying to go for that little bit of a softer look, you know, pull that away.
You know what's funny? I thought this one looked softer now that you say that, but to me this one, she looks mean to me. She has like this, because she has arched eyebrows, she has these little lips, like little upper lip, it looks like she's angry, and she has a little snatched little nose, like pinched. Oh. Yeah, but she's cool.
Well, let's show you real quick her out of the box. Let's do that. How would that look nice?
Oh, yes.
And the little mean girl is out of her box now.
This one right here is the black version, of course, the African-American version. And then she's really neat as well. Of course, like these are a little bit more rare to find, of course. But this, of course, in itself is pretty awesome to have and everything. And of course, you look at the box and they'll tell you what the doll does, how she differs from the other Chrissy, because like we were describing, this Chrissy had the hair that came out the top of her head. This one actually has
5 hair pieces. She has no hair grow feature at all on this doll. Like I said, this came out as the new Chrissy. Looked nothing like her. She was, you know, made of really, they call cheap plastic. She was really hollow, but her arms were made really nice mold, a little different than, you know, the Chrissy doll. All the way, body, head, face, like George said. Her face was painted, no more baby sleepy eyes. She came with these 5 little accessory pieces that I also think instructions came with, letting you know how to take care of this doll. But they have little Velcro top pieces to the side to add these little hair pieces that were also Velcro on one side. Click it on, and then you have this little I mean, you can obviously shape it in a better way than I'm doing right now. But yes, it was a nice little curl roll. They came in curly top, a swirl curl.
So my whole idea of
that was okay. What's this one? This one is
you just show them
cascading fall. So this is the little hair piece that goes in the back. Oh, sorry.
And then what's this?
That is, it looks like where you wrap the hair and put, like it says right here, like I said, there's instructions that shows you a little piece.
It's the roller.
Oh, there you go. It's called a roller. But it's fun to play.
It is fun to play. Oh, look at these. They have the little baggies they came with still. Oh, how neat. So these are little spiral curls, and kind of like 2 little pieces and then little braids right here. Really cute.
And I love the instructions. They like tell you how to put the little Velcro dot on dot. Also tells you how to use.
So it's definitely kind of more different. It's a different, innovative way for this feature to be substituted for something else that, you know, apparently, I guess with this, you won't have that problem of the whole hair piece coming out of the head and the mechanism breaking, because all it is Velcro. And Velcro, you know, as time went on, became a very common thing with a lot of doll companies, especially with the clothing. But for now, we're just talking about hair.
Oh yeah, this is so fun. I mean,
it's so cute.
Find the dot, stick it on the side, and look at that, a whole new hairstyle. I love it.
It's only that easy.
It probably plays that easy.
Well, you can use weave bond glue and stick tracks to your head, but that's not really something you want to do. It's not
really fun to play with this little doll. But like I said, it probably really hard to keep track of all these little hair pieces and making sure they stay really neat and tidy.
And her hair is beautiful, by the way. Like the actual
So if you don't play with that, I think it'll work out just fine. But no, that's what I thought about the similarities. I mean, it was almost like a generation going into these dolls about how it came in. You know, reading about it, they always talk about the clothes, how it was so cheaply made, the doll was cheap. But I thought it was a nice little doll to have. And once again, it was about 1 year. Didn't last too long. But this was the new Chrissy that came out, since Chrissy was in a hiatus for about 2-3 years, that she didn't come out, the new Chrissy, and Ideal came out with her and gave her a new look with all those pretty little features. And then towards the end of her era, I guess the Electro Man was going down as well.
Do you want?
The other version.
Well, I don't know. Do you want me to scoot her over? You got lots of stuff going on here.
This was the other version. This was the white version with the beautiful hair piece as well. The ponytail.
Yeah, I gave you that. Here you go. Clear the stage.
Clear the stage.
Yep.
And what was really neat about these dolls were that you could utilize some of the clothes because it all fit these dolls. They were almost the same size, especially Chrissy, even though she has a little bit of a wider waist, she still fit the clothing size of these dolls. I mean, they can interchange clothes because they did not come out with too much clothes with the Tiffany Taylors, nor did they do that with these new Crissys as well.
You already mentioned her. Are you gonna bring her out?
Yes, okay, here we go. This is a little rare doll. It's hard to find these dolls. These were considered dolls that were kind of towards the end of the whole magic era and the Electro Man. They started outfitting the leftover clothing onto these dolls. They no longer put dots in their hair, but they also still sold them with those pieces to put that on the doll, but no way to really stick that hair. So it was kind of one of those, like I said, leftover versions, and no longer did we see Miss Magic Hair Crissy, but she was a wonderful doll to run with and play with and still have.
And she's definitely, like I said, it's a unique doll. I like her height already. She's like a fashion doll, but she's of course taller than like your other popular fashion dolls around at the time. So it's one thing I liked about her a lot. I mean, not that I liked her at the time she came out because I wasn't even alive, but I mean now, as a collector, it's really cool. I really like it, and they really keep up really well, unless you be snatching Chrissy weaves, and they don't keep up very well. But other than that, you're really good at preserving. They'll preserve fine. They'll be great, and they're really pretty. And as you can tell, you know, their joints. This one's like perfect. I love this one right here. Really great example of preserving.
And you can bring out those old little fun things. You know, like the little 71 little Crissy packet that came with little hair dryer and curlers. And,
how fun!
And could still, you know, comb her up, get some of those little, you know, ribbons, have fun with her. I mean, it's fun just to get out the little old and play with the new and do all that fun stuff. What do you think, George?
Really cute, really cute.
Yes, I think that wraps up this video.
Yep. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us this episode. Remember, if you have any vintage dolls up in your attic, down in your basement, or up in your closet, be sure to contact us, and we'd love to be able to feature your dolls in a next potential video. Follow us on social media. We'll tag it all below on Instagram, Facebook, our pages, and all that fun stuff. And we can't wait to see you next time to show what are the next dolls and finds that we hunted and are going to show you guys. Bye!
Yay! Thank you for coming. See you later.